Well, Kathy Duva. Kathy, how do you assess Curtis's performance this evening?
Oh, I'm disappointed. I don't know if he hurt his hand. He kept shaking it, but in the end, he wasn't able to cut off the ring, and you can't do that. I mean, he clearly hurt Ndam a few times. Ndam told him after the fight that he hurt him 3 times, but he wasn't able to close it. So.
It sounds like this is not at all the fight that you were anticipating. You thought that he would be able to corner Hassan.
Yeah, no, I thought, especially when I saw that small ring, I really thought, wow, this is great. But he has a tendency sometimes to follow, and that's what he did, and it didn't work out.
We spoke yesterday, and you said that Curtis can be his own worst enemy sometimes, and he psychs himself out. Do you think that could happen today?
I don't know. I can't look inside his head. You know, obviously he's disappointed. He certainly, wanted to do better than he did. And in moments he was brilliant. But he's got to learn to string it together, and he definitely has to work on that as well.
Yeah. What do you think as his promoter? What do you think is next for Curtis? I mean, he's lost 2 big fights against quality guys. I don't think anyone doubts the quality of his opponents. But what is it? What are your thoughts of where he could go from here?
Well, he's a fan-friendly fighter. I can think of some matches that would really be fun to see him in. And I think he's still in his 20s. He's not like he's at the end of his career. There's no need to be. He has the ability to learn, and I think he needs to work on some things. Where there's no doubt his punch is world class. He's got some other things that he has to get up to that level. And he's going to try, I'm sure. And knowing Curtis, he will. We'll bring him back. We'll put him in a fun fight. And if he still wants to do this, and I don't see why not. He will. It was a difficult style for him. It was a challenge to fight someone who is so intent on running like that. And styles make fights. There's fights Curtis could be in that would be tremendous because of styles, and this wasn't one of them.
Hassan definitely was pretty mobile during the fight, but he did knock Curtis down quite heavily. Were you worried that Curtis might not get up from that knockdown?
After seeing him get up from Gennady Golovkin, I would be surprised if he didn't get up. Now, and it seemed like it was it was a good flush shot, but it didn't look to me like a fight-ending shot. Yeah, Curtis has got a pretty good chin. He has trouble when he's in with a very mobile fighter. It has happened before. It happened with Andre Jarrell. If you're moving and moving and moving, he has a tendency to follow instead of cut the ring off. And it's a skill that he could learn, so maybe he needs to try.
Okay, one quick question about his temperament. What is the psychological road back for him in a fight like this? I think that he was pretty convinced that this would not be a troubling fight for him. And since he got kind of dominated, how do you think that he comes back from this psychologically?
When he lost to Golovkin, he also went into that feeling that he was going to win. He believed in himself completely, which you need to do this. And when the fight, shortly after the fight, we had to make a decision about when he would fight again, and we asked him, we have a show in January, we have a show in March, which, he lost that fight in October. You can fight on either show, which would you prefer? And he said, January. Hell yeah, bring me back right away. That's his attitude. That was his attitude then. I suspect it'll be the same now. And he likes to fight. He's fun. He's a fan-friendly fighter. He's fun to watch, and I think people still want to see him. I want to see him fight again.
I think most people agree with you. Quick question about his temperament. What I was trying to convey before is people see him as kind of a broody, intense, aggressive guy, and he can be that. But he's also a very easygoing, polite individual, and I think that he kind of gets misrepresented. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, and you know what? He likes the trash talk a little bit, and he does it. And it's his sense of humor, it's his personality, and it helps sell tickets, which is terrific. But Curtis is really a sweet guy at his core, and that's why we love him so much.
How nice was it to see the 2 fighters after the fight embrace and Hassan was very complimentary. Is that sort of thing you like to see?
Yeah, of course. That's the way it's supposed to be, and it's always good when it works out that way.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Matt Conrad, with the legendary Kathy Duva for iFill TV. Thank you very much, Kathy.